Hey, it's James, Father's Rights and Resources, hashtag how I got custody. I got one question for you here. Who are you going to trust? Let's be brutally honest here. Who are you going to trust when you're dealing with information, help, or advice when it comes to your family court case? You know the system's corrupt. Most of you have already have been getting screwed over by your attorney. The attorney is part of the system. The system is created by attorneys, family law attorneys that are on the Family Law Bar Association group of this and that, Family Law Rules Committee, Court Committee of this, Court Committee of that, Domestic Violence Advocacy for Women. And your attorney, the types of attorneys like your attorney, become judges who make horrific rulings. You're going to trust somebody who's part of that system? If you want to get into business and you want to do you want to get into a partnership with somebody and run a good, honest business of integrity, do you talk to the mafia about that? Or do you talk to somebody who's ran a couple businesses or built a couple businesses from scratch and has good reviews or good customer service reputation or whatever? Here I am. I'm one of you. I'm a dad or a parent, if you're a mom, who got blindsided by the court system, who was slandered and lied and went through hell, was nervous about going to check my mailbox for the next letter written by the mom's attorney telling me what a monster I was. And all I wanted to do was be an involved father in my daughter's life. And we had a plan, and she reneged on the plan, and she became a Judas of a traitor. So I've been through what you've been through. The vast majority of these family law attorneys haven't been through their own divorce or custody battle. So who are you going to trust? I show you my winning court orders in my flow page under every YouTube video. If you go on the link in my TikTok, which links you to my Instagram, my flow page is in the Instagram link. My TikTok won't let me do that just yet because I don't have enough followers. I had like 15,000 followers on TikTok before that page got banned because they didn't like some of my posts. So who are you going to trust? Somebody who's part of a corrupt system, who's in a position and a job where they say, we can't go against the system. We can't go against the judge things. We can't go against the flow. Or somebody like me who's going to tell you what the law actually says for you to argue in a court of law when the court is deciding what your lawful rights are. You have an attorney at law who doesn't even bring the law up to the court. Or if you go and read the law for yourself, there's a lot of states where it says, I was just reading, maybe it's South Carolina or Michigan. There's some states where they straight up say there is no presumption of custody to either gender. I think Kentucky says that. And then it says the best interest of the child. Whichever parent is better to have custody is the one who should have custody. So the law clearly says do what's best for a kid. You go to court and you prove that you're the better parent. Your attorney says, well, we can't do that because they're going to give custody to mom. Why? Because they always give custody to mom. And does your attorney ever fight for dads? No. So they never win for dads. So they say you don't have a chance to win because dads never win, but they never try. It's like a public defender representing a black criminal defendant in Jim Crow South. The judge, the jury, and the prosecutor are all in the Klan. Maybe your own public defender's in the Klan. They don't like black people, so they're not going to help you out, or the deck is stacked against you. So your public defender will say, well, cop a plea, or you're going to get the electric chair. Well, how many times you went to trial? Well, none, but, they just do black people really bad down here, which is true. But if everybody got in there and fought for people of color, or nowadays if everybody got in there and fought for dads and talked about how equal they are, they would unbrainwash the court system. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. So who are you going to trust? Somebody who's part of the system, or somebody like me who's not part of the system? Somebody who's never had a court case, or somebody like me who's been in your exact shoes, hearing negativity from everybody? You're going to lose. You're going to quit. You need to quit. You need to give the mother whatever she wants. You don't have a chance in court. And then I won over and over again. Who are you going to trust? Your attorney who never tells you what their track record is? Or me, Somebody who shows you my winning court orders, my 2 wins in the Court of Appeals. Most attorneys don't ever even go to the Court of Appeals. Or they get their butt kicked their first time, and so they try once and then they never go back. I had a job interview I was trying to get a paralegal job with Paul Eagle in Seattle. That guy's now a substitute pro tem commissioner. That guy told me he went to the Court of Appeals one time and he basically got bitch slapped. And then he said, I'll never go there again. And he saw my resume. I had 2 Court of Appeals wins. He's like, that's really impressive. Who are you going to trust? Somebody who's actually done it all. I've been to the Supreme Court of my state. I've fought stuff in district court, in superior court, in family court. I've worked with people, like I've shown in a couple of videos, who sued their attorneys for malpractice and got their money back. Who are you going to trust? Somebody who's actually done it and somebody who shows you their wins? You see my winning custody order. It's me versus the mother, her attorney with 17 years experience, and a guardian ad litem with 10 years experience. My winning contempt against the same people. The guardian ad litem was against me and didn't want the mother found in contempt. I show you a transcript where there was a short period of time where I did have an attorney because I was scared to go to trial. But I did all the work and all the paperwork. And my attorney at the time, the judge complimented, or the family law commissioner complimented my attorney on the paperwork. He said, that's actually my client's work. And the commissioner goes, well, maybe the law school should be the next step for him. So the judge is complimenting me like an attorney. He's complimenting the attorney saying, you're doing great work. And usually judges don't even compliment attorneys on how well they brief the court. So he assumed it was the attorney, and the way that my brief was written and broken down, when I went to court and they threw out a guardian ad litem's report, this is when the mother was trying to modify, increase her time, object to my relocation of 30 miles from Seattle to Tacoma. The judge threw out her crap and said the guardian ad litem's full of crap. I'm throwing out the guardian ad litem report. I had multiple wins that day, and it was solely based on my legal writing. And the judge thoroughly dismantled the mother in his ruling. I fought off 7 attempts at anti-harassment orders. I got a domestic violence protection order against a woman. Then she retaliated and tried 4 different times to get one against me and failed. Who are you going to trust? Somebody who's won against women? Or all these attorneys who say you can't win against women? Come on, I shouldn't even have to be telling you guys this stuff. This is stuff you should be able to pick up on your own if you actually want some help. You know, and I could hear there's people, oh, you just get up here and just brag about. What do you want me to do? Tell you how bad I lost in court and you should trust me? People do online courses, sell a product to people, or tell people how they built a business and followed their structure or game plan because they succeeded or they had a product that worked. So they get on there and they tell people what worked. I know when I was looking for help, like most of you guys out there, you sit around and watch my videos for months and months and months. You get screwed, then you get screwed again, and you're $50,000 in debt with your attorney. You learn the hard way, which you already should have known the first time your attorney screwed you over for $10,000, and you got absolutely nothing. How many times do you spend a 10, 20, or 30 or 40 bucks on something, on some food that you don't like, and you go back and you get it again at a restaurant? Why would you spend not just a few bucks, but tens of thousands of dollars on a product that didn't work for you? You guys watch your attorney when they're arguing in court. You could have done better. Sometimes the attorneys are leaning over and say, what's that about? What's she talking about? I don't know what she's talking about. You know your life and your case better than them. You could have argued it better. You could have walked away with every other weekend or supervised visitation for free with 2 hands tied behind your back blindfolded and done that on your own. You could have lost on your own for free at the very least. You should be able to figure this out. Oh my God, James got custody. That should be it for you. But on top of that, I show you my winning orders with that in the Court of Appeals, fighting off, winning my first try at contempt. And I got all kinds of free information for you out there. Attorneys passing out a bunch of free information, links to your state that you see in my flow page, links to all the science and data. Or is your attorney going in there and talking about all the science and data that overwhelmingly proves that children suffer without fathers? Do they even attempted to say that? Who are you going to trust? Why should I even have to tell you guys this? Because you're paralyzed in your fear and you sit there and do nothing. Step out of your fear and take a step. Get some help from somebody who's actually done this and proves it.